Hi besties, welcome to my first fitness video. It should be an interesting one. As you can see from the title, this is a week of workouts video. So I just wanted to give you a little explanation, give you the lowdown and some background on me before we start, and then we'll get right into the workouts. So I've been working out pretty consistently since I was like a junior in high school, I would say, and I got more into weight training when I was in college, and just ever since have been like trying out a bunch of different workouts to figure out what works best for me right now. The videos you're gonna see, or the workouts you're gonna see in this video are like the core workouts that I do for each muscle group, and I'll rotate through them throughout the week and then maybe hit like shoulders or back or legs like twice a week, depending on what I want to focus on most physique wise at the time. Sometimes I'll add in other workouts just so my body doesn't get too used to anything, but the workouts you're gonna see are a really great base if you are looking for a routine to get into. So if you try even one of the workouts from this video, or like one set of the workouts, I would be so happy if you could let me know in the comments. I'd be so honored. And yeah, even if this is just entertainment, I don't know. I just think that obviously I'm no like fitness guru, but as someone who's really into working out, I personally like to get this type of content from people in a more relatable way sometimes, versus like, obviously there's the professionals that I love to listen to and get ideas from, but sometimes you want to hear it from somebody that's just like you, because it's like a little bit less intimidating. So that being said, I hope you guys like the video. I'm going to do a voiceover to walk you through the actual workouts, and I'll like demonstrate them. You'll see. Let's get into it. All right, party people. So as you just saw, we're going to be starting this week with a shoulders and tries workout, but I wanted to show in the beginning of each workout, you'll see me do some cardio, and I personally do cardio in the beginning of my workouts because I'm not a fan of cardio, and if I wait until the end, I won't do it. So I force myself to do it in the beginning. I personally do Lauren Giraldo's 12-3-30 as my cardio because I hate running, and this is still a really good workout. It's quick and it gets the job done. If I'm feeling really adventurous, I'll do some sprints for like HIIT, but that's very rare. I personally do my 12-3-30 on 3.2 speed, like you'll see here, because I have really long legs. So now we can get into the actual workout. I, of course, begin every single workout with a really good stretch. This is the only time in the video that I'm going to like show you my stretch routine, but I just figured that it was worth showing because you should stretch before any time that you work out, no matter what the workout is, so you don't pull any muscles, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. I feel like everybody kind of knows this, but a pretty standard way of going about weight training is that per exercise, you'll do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per set. So I'm going to show you me doing the exercises, and just know that I do 3 sets of each exercise. First exercise being lateral raises. Now for these, I'm actually currently trying to raise the weight that I do. So I start off by doing one set of 10 pounds, and then I go in with 15 pounds for the remaining 2 sets. Next, I've got some high pulls. So you start with the dumbbells down by your thighs, pull up through your shoulders, and then create a 90-degree angle with your elbows up by your ears. It's really easy to get into a like motion and swing the dumbbells in these exercises. So just really try to focus on pulling up through your shoulders so you don't end up swinging the dumbbells, because that won't work your shoulders as well. Next, with the most unflattering angle in existence, I do some overhead tricep extensions. Just be careful with these to really focus on your form so that you're not like pulling out your neck or anything. In order to do that, I would just make sure that you try to keep your elbows nice and tight and squeeze your core. With all of these workouts, you want to make sure that you are really focusing on the actual muscle groups that they're supposed to be targeting so that you don't hurt any of your other muscles. Next up, we have tricep pull downs. Some people use the rope for this exercise. I personally prefer using the straight bar, but I just personally think that it's easier to keep my elbows in like one place with the straight bar versus the rope. So then I round out the workout with some around the world. I literally only do these with 6 pounds. Like, don't underestimate the power of an around the world. It just really works out the whole arm. It feels really good. I love ending my upper body days with this exercise. Highly recommend. For form on this one, I try to keep my wrists like a little bit ahead of my shoulders, like in front, if that makes any sense. And again, try not to swing throughout. And then this clip is literally me trying to get another angle of around the world and dropping my camera. So just thought that was funny to include, and oh my god, the stress on my face. And you will see the rest of these clips filmed with my iPhone because I broke my lens. Moving into abs. I usually do abs after I do like my first upper body workout of the week just because I'm pretty sore and I don't want to do back and bis yet, and then I'm like usually not in the mood for legs, to be honest. So that's where abs comes in. Obviously, I'm starting out with some good old 12-3-30, you know the drill. And then for the actual abs workout, they're all just done on a mat. I don't use any machines or anything. And I'm gonna do 3 different supersets and then end with plank jumps. So the supersets are 20 of each exercise, and this first one is gonna be 20 crunches, then going into 20 leg raises. And if you're not sure, supersets are when you do the exercises back to back before repeating them in your set. So it'll go crunches, leg raises, crunches, leg raises, crunches, leg raises 3 times, and then I'll move on to the next set. For the leg raises, if you need help and you're like just starting off with these, you can put your hands under your butt. That'll help you be able to like actually control your legs a little better. But I try to keep my legs as straight as possible. Clearly, they're not fully straight. And just don't touch the ground on the way down. And again, with that swinging motion, it's really hard, but just try your best to not use momentum too much and just really squeeze your abs. Next superset, we've got some classic Russian twists. I do these with, I think that's an 8-pound ball that I'm using, but yeah, try to do them with like a weighted ball or a dumbbell or whatever. And then I go into scissors. So I try for the scissors that you will see in a second to keep my legs like maybe half a foot off the ground, and then just, do that scissor motion with your legs. Pretty self-explanatory for these. I also lift my neck off the ground because it squeezes my core more. The next superset is all toe touches. So the first one, I'm going to have my legs straight up in the air and then keeping my neck and shoulders off the ground, alternate between touching each foot. And then for the second half, I put my feet down, bend my knees, and alternate each like heel essentially. So doing some oblique toe touches. And we're gonna round out this workout with some plank jacks. So this is not a superset, I just do 20 of these 3 times, and it just does a really good like burn, get your heart rate up one last time to finish out the workout. Next up, a cult favorite, we have a legs and glutes day. Of course, I am starting off with some 12-3.2-30. You know the drill at this point. And then I start every leg day with some glute activation. This makes a world of a difference. I cannot stress this enough. So I do some side steps. You're just gonna have like a slight bend in your knee to really focus on the glutes. Do some little steps with a resistance band. I'll do the side steps for like 30 seconds each 3 times, and then for the squats, I'll do like 15 squats 3 times. I kind of just make up the activation warm-up like sets and reps. I don't know, I just kind of do whatever I'm feeling that day, to be completely honest with you. Try to get parallel to the ground, squeeze your butt at the top, yada yada. We've all seen squats before. So for the actual lift portion of this workout, I start with the most important exercise for building your glutes, and that is of course hip thrusts. Now, if I had a barbell or a squat machine or anything of the sorts, I would use that, but in this small gym, I don't. So what I'm doing is using, I think this is a 40-pound dumbbell, 35, something like that, and I wrap my sweatshirt around it so that it doesn't hurt my hips, and then I do the hip thrusts. So don't be afraid to get creative. I also use a resistance band with these in order to add extra resistance. That is what they are for. Squeeze your butt at the top. I push through my heels, and yeah. Next up, we have glute bridges. So this is one of the only exercises that I actually don't just do straight reps for. So I do 30 seconds of the actual glute bridge, and then I go straight into 30 seconds of a abduction that you will see in a second here. For the form on these glute bridges, to really focus on your glutes versus your hamstrings, I push off of my elbows. Like you'll see I have my hands in a fist, and that's to help me like really push through my elbows, and then my heel. So those are just the tips that I have found that help me feel it in my glutes more. Hopefully that works for you as well. And then now you'll see me going into the abduction. Normally I would just use a hip abduction machine, but like I said, I don't have all the machines in this gym, and you can always find a way to make exercises work. Next up is going to be Bulgarian split squats, and in the very beginning you're going to see how I line up my legs in order to make sure that my form is correct on these. So I bring my back knee down onto the ground, create a 90-degree angle with my front knee, and then push up. This is going to ensure that my front foot isn't too far out from the bench, and I can actually keep those good angles in my knees throughout the entire exercise. This helps me make sure that my front knee doesn't go past my toes, and I can just really like push through my actual, thighs and glutes and stuff. And then I'm gonna switch legs and line it up again. You can see I am not very happy. I kind of hate these, but I know that they're good for me. I don't even, you can obviously add like dumbbells. I don't, just because I'm really trying to focus on my form. Like you can see my form on my left leg isn't as good as the form on my right. So before I even add weights to this exercise, I want to just ensure that my form is like perfect, because that's what matters most. So after this, I would normally do dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, just a normal RDL, but I use dumbbells. You can look up how to do them if you don't know how. I just didn't get a chance to record them because somebody walked into the gym. So the last exercise you're going to see me do is fire hydrants, and I usually end my workouts with these. I just use a resistance band, bring that hip out, and then you go to the other side. I think I do like 10 on each side or something like that. It's really just like a burn at the end of the workout to like help round out the booty. Oh my god, you can really see my forehead vein is like coming alive. I guess that's how you know that I got a good workout in. Last core muscle group that we're going to focus on is back and biceps. Obviously, starting off with that cardio, 12, 3.2, 30. And then going into the weight training, I am starting off with bicep curl to hammer curl. Next up, we are doing dumbbell single arm rows. So you're going to see two variations of row exercises in this back workout. This one targets the upper back, and the next one is going to target the like center to lower-ish back. As a reference, I do 20-pound dumbbells for this one, so you can go a little heavier on this in my personal experience. And then for the next one, This is gonna be how I do a cable row. So usually this is to like emulate a seated cable row, but once again, I don't have the machine, so I just use the straight bar and like bend my knees down, and it works just as well in my opinion. If like the seated row machine isn't available at your gym, they're always super busy, I would just recommend doing this. Just try to keep your elbows in and bend your knees a little bit. Next exercise is probably my favorite when it comes to back workouts right now, and it's just a straight arm pull down. I don't know why, I've just noticed that I can go like pretty heavy on this one, and it's fun being able to lift heavy. So I just use the straight bar once again and pull down. Pretty self-explanatory. The last exercise of back day is going to be cable face pulls. I got these from Whitney Simmons, and I'm honestly still trying to perfect them. I just thought it was like good to include this, that no matter where you are on your like weight training or working out journey, quotes journey, like you don't have to be perfect at an exercise in order to try it out. Don't be afraid to like look stupid and that your form isn't going to be perfect. Like just try the exercise and you will get the hang of it eventually. Lastly, for day 5 of this week, I had to include my favorite workout of all, and that is the hot girl walk. That's literally my favorite thing to do, is to just go on like a 2-hour long walk and clear my head. I'm currently doing 12:30 as we speak, so I thought it was a good time to wrap up this video and just say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Like I said before, if you got any ideas, I'm gonna stop for a second. If you got any ideas from the video that you try out, let me know in the comments down below. If you like the fitness content, let me know. I'll gladly make more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.